And by the way, worries in the restaurant business, it should be an extension of you. Your restaurant should be an extension of you. Where is that?
I mean,
You know?
so like chef owners, right?
Yeah,
And for the most part, I feel like that's their philosophy is that,
yeah,
where they're serving themselves on a plate. This is
yeah,
me on a plate. Everything in
yeah,
here is representative of me, my culture, who I
yeah,
am, the lessons I've learned throughout the years,
yeah,
the techniques I've learned throughout the years, and this is basically all the food knowledge that I have
yeah,
gained throughout my life, and I've placed
yeah.
it on this plate for you to experience.
Exactly.
And so,
Exactly.
and so,
100%.
so you get that, and particularly nowadays because we have so many more like farm to table restaurants, right? So the
Yeah,
menu's changing every day, if not at
yeah,
least every week, or at least every season.
yeah,
So they get to stay entertained. They get to be artists at least every three
yeah,
months, and the product that they're bringing in is more diverse because they're relying on what is actually available at the time of the season, what they can actually get locally,
yeah,
and so we get to those restaurants themselves. They don't have to be Michelin star restaurants. They're just sometimes just a mom and pop shop that is
yeah,
doing it right, that really wants that local connection to their farmers markets, to their
yeah,
farmers, to their local meat producers and purveyors, and kind of staying away from the corporate entities that you can have anywhere and everywhere.
yeah.
And that allows you to have that connection. The chefs, they're usually not that big of restaurants.
But it's all still systemic. It's still systemic. It's a systemic adapting to what's systemic available food. If you're a vegan restaurant, you go for, do that. So the product is always the most important, and the product shouldn't be the most important in a restaurant. It's not
It's the
about the product.
experience.
It's about the fulfillment that your essence creates. There's a welcoming, even you're not designed, your background isn't designed or anything, but there's a welcoming feeling of you.
Would you say
And
that you could almost call a restaurant like an installation, like an art installation itself,
it's an
right?
it's an
With
installation,
the
it's an
artist
experience. Yeah,
being at the
yeah.
heart of the
Hey,
kitchen, right? The
come all
chef.
to me. The old pop
I
things
like
when
this.
you had when you have somebody that and look how they promote it on Instagram, everything. It's all about the product.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shit store. You're just like you walk in a store and get this unbelievable sandwich. That's a way to do it. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying, but you miss all the experience of what it is to break bread. If you have that in mind, say, listen, we're just here to fill your belly the best we can, but
Mm-hmm.
that's not a restaurant. That's not hospitality. Hospitality is hospital. Come here, welcome.
Let us
We are
take care
happy
of
to be
you.
here. We don't need to have three rotations, and the covers. But you are forced by systems to do these rotations. And that's what I think kills everybody. It kills the human experience, the memories that you have, because all the people say, oh my God, I had such good memory because this restaurant was 30 years old. I had so many memories from that. Uh, and 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 you really, when I called these 200 people, I really got the feedback that all I always preach was 100% correct. 100%. I mean, 100%.
What were they saying?
If you look at it on a human aspect, you know, what is supposed to be an art? What is art supposed to be? I said the art product is the conversation that you have from the inspiration on. There's a conversation going on between your non-physical and the physical. And the product is that conversation. The clearer your conversation is, the more you
Mm-hmm.
converse with your unseen. I'm not saying spirit. This is not spirit. This is like when you sleep, you're not here, right?
Right.
So you have a conversation, you have an inspiration. I want to make a restaurant, a podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you create it, which is an expansion of you, but it's also an expansion of your non-physical.
Because you thought about
That,
it,
that you
and then
thought
you
about it.
brought it into
Exactly,
reality.
exactly, and you're making it physical. The clearer your thing is, your conversation, the clearer the food is for me, because we're all interconnected. So when you have a clear conversation and don't just throw everything in a thing, and it might start like that. You throw everything in, and then you select that out and say, oh, I'm just taking carrots and this, and you get, and I get the same, and then you refine it. This is about refining anything: the iPhone, the food, the whatever. But
Your
it's
order
the
at a restaurant.
process. But it's the process is the most important. And if
Looking
the
at the menu,
team,
right? Getting the
yeah,
menu, like look, now you're rolling
yeah,
it over
everything. And if
and
the
you're putting it
team
all
gets that,
together and imagining it in your mind.
yeah. And then I
Yeah.
say, Reyshan, look at this. I had this idea. I was dreaming about this or whatever, or I ate this there. Couldn't we do this in a twist like that? And
Mm-hmm.
it's like creating. And if the team has that energy, that we constantly tweaking. We are not ever ending. It's not a finished thing. Okay, this is how ring up a cut. This is how you be to a customer. That's like saying you have to be to every customer the same, which is the completely wrong thing.